Joining us now is Pamela Hamilton-Johnson, candidate for the 12th City Council District. Welcome, Pamela.
Thank you for having me.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Now, Pamela, what is your connection with District 12?
Okay, District 12, I have so much connection with it because I actually work and live in the community. I'm a former school board president in CEC 11, and I'm a former community board member as well. I am on the NAACP as the Education and Scholarship Chair. I'm also on National Council of Negro Women, and I am a former chair of the Department of Youth and Community Development's Neighborhood Advisory Board, where we give out $252,000 to organizations in our community. I love living in my community because I get a chance to wake up and say good morning to the people who live in the community and also work in the community as well.
What do you think are some of the major changes in the community in recent years?
I think some of the major changes in the community has been the influx of youth in the community who need jobs, and especially for the summer and summer youth, everyone cannot get a job, and there seems to be youth that are clustered and gathered together, and we need to start paying more attention to the ages that are 16 to 25 and 25 to 30, because those who are out in the street don't have jobs and they really need it. Some are incarcerated, some don't have enough education to get jobs, but also we need to have more resources in our community so that we can address that. Poverty is a huge issue in our community as well.
Mm-hmm. Talking a little bit about some solutions in terms of jobs growth and development, any ideas on what can be done if you're elected council person?
Okay, so right now, let me just say what I'm doing is at the East Chester Heights Community Center, we also have a workforce development program. So you can come in and you can do, get on the computer, you can learn how to get on the internet. We have seniors who are good training, and we have seniors who are disconnected, and they need to be able to be on the internet because that is the wave of the future. So my degree is in, I have a bachelor's in computer studies. So going forward, we have to have an employment task force that has technology skills. You're not going to be able to make it if you're not skilled in the industry. What
about the education area per se? What are the challenges there?
Okay, so the Bronx itself, number one, is the bottom of the barrel when it comes to education out of the 5 boroughs. Albeit the district that I'm in, which CEC 11, is the number 1 district, educational district in the Bronx. But we all have to make it together. We just can't leave CEC 7 or 9 by itself. We have to kind of really take a look at the scores analytically and research the reason why African American and Hispanic boys are at the bottom of the barrel. We need to actually really shoot resources to those children so they'll be able to come up academically. As you know, the 3rd grade is with the reading test determines what our jails are going to be looking like. And if we can catch them before the 3rd grade, right, early intervention. I know that the mayor has the pre-K, but also we don't have a gifted and talented school in our district or the Bronx. So we have programs, but we don't have a school, and we actually need to cultivate our students in the district so that they don't have to go to Manhattan to be able to get a quality education, a quality curriculum.
In terms of health per se,
yes,
there has been great achievements in the Bronx in health in recent years, but also there are still greatest challenges.
Yes.
So what are you thinking about that?
Well, one of the biggest challenges is that getting fresh vegetables on the vegetable stands. It's not widely in the Bronx. Like, you can always go, there are more McDonald's, there are more Burger Kings than there are vegetable stands in our district. And what we did one time was had Cornell Education come in cooperative and actually teach people how to eat healthy, because as you know, the Bronx is we have an increase in diabetes, we have an increase in cholesterol, and we actually have to take a look at that. There's a connection between diabetes and poverty as well.
Oh, in terms of public safety?
Yes. Okay, so public safety, we have complaints in our community in reference to cars being broken into, robberies. I've requested police officers to be placed where I'm at East Chester Heights, but they need to be placed all throughout the district. In reference to Co-op City, they don't have policing like that. They have their own police department, yet they pay taxes for the police department, but they actually need to have a share or a precinct within Co-op City. It is a lot to police. I think it's like 50,000 residents in one area.
It has a larger population than some cities themselves.
That is correct.
And it's just a neighborhood.
It's just a neighborhood, yes.
Now, in terms of education per se in Co-op City, I know that they were dealing with some challenges. Anything specific you can say about that?
Yes. Okay, so I'm a former school board president, CEC 11.
Also, you know the topic very well.
I know the topic very well. We actually have several schools in Co-op City, 160, 180, 181, 153, and 178. And we also have some charter schools in the area. What we need are more resources that gives us more technology so the kids can have computers. They have it in the school, but they can't take it home. But they don't have they need to have equity. So every school is not the same. We need smart boards. We need more technology. We need more STEM programs. We need more educational programs that deals with science, and not just science, but also STEAM programs that deals with the arts as well. We can always use more money. As you know, the contract for excellence is money that the state owes.
They still owe it.
They still
haven't
owe
paid.
us, and they have not paid us. And our kids who the money was supposed to go to have already graduated out. But that doesn't mean that they still don't owe us the money. We want that money so that our kids can together be academically sound for the future.
So you would actually pursue the contracts for excellence enforcement if elected?
Not even if elected. I've already done it right now. Like last year, I go up to the Senate, to the Assembly. I talk to my local politicians, especially Mr. Hasty, and to let him know that we need this money. And I've said it over and over again. And it's been a couple years now that the educational budget does not have it in it.
Considering that the district is at the upper end of the Bronx, there are some transportation challenges there.
Yes.
Anything you can say about what are you thinking in terms of those areas?
Okay, so in reference to the Williamsbridge section, we had the 41 bus, which actually only went all the way, it took the bus all the way to 241st Street. What they did was they cut that off and they gave us a 39 bus. But you cannot take the 41 to Fordham Road because now it's a two-fare zone. So a lot of the residents in the community are very upset at that. And Co-op City as well, which they lost services on their line, which is 26 bus, and we've tried to get that service back. We have to get that service back.
So there are still challenges in how to reach these communities via mass transit.
Absolutely.
We're still waiting for the Co-op City subway.
Well, the Co-op City is getting a MTA Metro North station, and so that kind of lends to the fact that Co-op City is very upset about the mall that's getting ready to be built. I just recently found out that it's been taken off the agenda, which is great. But there's so much saturation of malls in the area that they're saying that we don't need that. So you're talking about a mall, you're talking about a MTA station where you're going to have more influx of people from Westchester who are going to park their cars at Co-op City, jump on the train to go downtown. Where are these cars going to go?
So development is a real issue that it has to be planned.
That is correct. And planned in a way where you actually speak with the residents, not something that you think is good for Co-op City, but actually have the input of the residents in the plan, not after it's been pre-zoned, not after you've decided what you're going to do with it, but they have to have an active part and engagement in the residents of Co-op City.
Now, about small businesses and
Yes.
economic development at the very local level.
I 100% believe in entrepreneurship, but the problem with entrepreneurship is that when most people start a business, they started out of their garage. But as you know, we have a lot of tall buildings. We don't have a garage, so African American, Hispanic, we don't have space, and we need to have space to start programs, space for entrepreneurship. I actually run an after-school program as well, and I was speaking to someone today, and she just didn't know how to navigate the system, how to get a business plan, how to get a EIN number, how to get a bank account. And I think those resources and workshops that gear our residents toward that, I don't think we engage them enough. I don't think that we have the information is widely available, but we actually have to have more workshops, more community input, and letting residents know that you can start a business. You could be the next Bill Gates.
Hey,
Have you?
straight from District 12 in the Bronx, of course.
Of course.
Right.
Of course.
Now, the immigration debate continues
Yes.
very strongly in Washington, D.C. and Albany.
Yes.
What would you do at the very local level if elected representative for the 12th district?
Okay, so we have, in the 12th district, we have a lot of immigrants in our community. Immigrants who are very afraid to even say that they're there because of deportation. I actually have one of the residents in our community who actually works for us, and he was threatened with deportation, and I had to write a letter in reference to that. But what I would say to immigration is that I know New York City is a sanctuary city. We have to provide basic food, education, employment, and services, because we are a melting pot, and this is what New York is all about. This is what we're known for, and if we don't take care of those that need the help, then you know, that we're not what we say we are. We're not the Big Apple. We're not this melting pot. And so we believe in diversity and being inclusive of everyone that comes to our city.
Thank you, Pamela, for joining us today. Good luck in the primary.
Thank you so much.
We'll be right back with more.